Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Fang, just Fang, back with another Fantastic video. And today, we had an update today. It was mostly just a change, some balance changes and some community polls that wanted to rework some companions. So not a very notable update, but I thought I'd keep you guys informed. A little late on the party, but I have an opinion. I wasn't even gonna make a video, like, to be honest with you, because it's such a small update. We also got some stuff in the files about some bees, so maybe like a bee pack in the future. Don't quote me on that, though. But basically, we got a few things. Let's see what we can figure out. I think there should be some kind of move. I don't even know where it is. I think it's Bat Matterson. Hold on. Can I go in the item shop, guys? Okay. So, I'm gonna say the good things and I'm gonna complain because this is gonna mostly be a video about complaining and I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this, so listen up. Anyways, I thought they had different icons for... Did they just not do it yet? Okay, anyways. So, we got one thing that you can notice. I don't know what's going on with Bat Matterson. I thought maybe it's his like... I was gonna say evolution. His promotion. Don't quote me on that. But something changed there. I think all of them are great. All the reworks are great because they just make your Crown Shop companions and your storyline companions just better in general. The one thing I'm not a fan of, as you can see right here, S.M. I'm not saying that anymore. I'm just going to call him Arson. Arson over here is now a privateer. Lucy Sterling is now a buccaneer. Okay. Okay. So we did have this before. I was talking with CB. Shout out CB. That, what's his face? Exter? It's a stupid name, first of all. But also, was a musketeer, which is different from Emmett, which is a privateer. But this is the first time, in unprecedented, in Pirate101 history, that we have had a companion swap classes, okay? I think there was some rework. I don't think she had Shadow Dance before, and I don't remember the promo. I'm not buying it yet. I might buy it on my buck, honestly. I don't know if it's any good. Her dodge is still crazy, which is not how Buccaneer plays. I'll get more onto that later. But also, why is it Cheap Shot and Cheap Shot, not just Cheap Shot 2? Is that how they show that? Maybe I've just never seen that before. Also, why is that so low quality? Anyways, I'm getting distracted. So, I've heard lots of people say, oh, this is a great change, because we need more companions that are just better instead of just extremely viable ones, and we want to, like, mix it up. And I totally agree with that. I think the more companions that are viable and the more companions that are actually good, the better. Like, the lesser companions, like, I know Yule Trog got a buff, and all the Troggies are obviously good. All the pack companions are great, but when we have, like, story companions, because Sarah Steele... I'll go on my... I don't know why I'm not on my Swash rank right now. Sarah Steele got a rework, which is fine. Again, the reworks are perfectly fine. I think that is a good part of this update. I think, if anything, they got rid of her hide, which I don't use Sarah Steele. And now she has this fancy fencing thing, which could be pretty good for... Like, if you only have Repost 2, and you just want to have that Repost 3, that's pretty powerful. It's only for 3 rounds. But then Grand Shadow Dance and the Super Hit, just a little bit different than Fan Flanders now. Like, the whole point of her was having that hide. I know she has Repel Borders, but, like, surely someone who actually used Sarah Steele liked her hide. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just not correct, but... You know, changing that is a little weird. I like buffs rather than complete reworks because, you know, it changes the way you play, which, I mean, sure, I guess that's more content, but if you're a PvP master and you're playing a certain way and they completely change that up, I guess you gotta adapt and you're lost. It's fine with story companions, but when you're spending crowns on stuff, that's where it gets a little different. And especially, I would have been fine. I wouldn't have made... This video would have not existed if this had not happened. Buccaneer. 100%. Just so weird. Never happened before. I almost feel like... I had this conversation with the boys, the pirate creators, at least a few of them, Kevin and CB. And, you know, basically, right, there's an argument here that it switches up the playstyle. It's a buff. It's definitely a buff, 100%. I don't think it's a nerf. I mean, Lucy Sterling, I don't remember what she had before, but it wasn't any good. But the problem is it's a different playstyle now. You see she has strength, but she still has that dodge. It's a Buccaneer. So if you bought this on your Swash, I don't know how viable that is, to be honest with you. I mean, she still has that dodge, so maybe she's fine, but all your agility buffs with, like, Fan Flanders, that's just gone, because now she's a Buccaneer. Because if you bought this previously, you have to adapt, or you just wasted crowns. Now, again, I'm fine with reworks. I'm completely fine with that, you know. You'll have to adapt, but the thing is, if you switch the class, then you're going to have to adapt to a whole nother thing. If you're that class and now your class companion has swapped, like generally I like to use ones that have agility because that's how my gameplay goes. I'm no Pirate101 professional, but I played the game at least a little bit. It's got to feel, at least for someone, I know probably no one bought Lucy Sterling, or maybe they did and now they're happy about the buff, but like I want to paint a picture. Right. Where is it? Imagine Temujin, who I use on my Buccaneer. Imagine they reworked him and made him like a privateer. First of all, on a Buccaneer, that's not going to be very viable because you're going to have that willpower. Second, it might be a completely different kit. I know that this isn't really a Buccaneer kit. This is still a Swash kit, so it's like in the middle. We're at a point where it's in the middle of having a Buccaneer and a Swash. We don't need that. I don't think it's... what are you going to play this on? You might play it on your Buck, right? But at that point, then you have other characters that are better because this is more for, you know, flanking and whatever. There's no, like, I don't think there's Relentless. It might just fill a very small niche. Like, I'm going to say this for the 15th time. I do enjoy that there has been a buff to characters. I always like buffs because it's great for PvE specifically, so you can just get through the game and feel like you're powerful. That's what you want your players to feel like. Like they're really powerful and cool. But again, if you've already bought this and you're playing on your Swash, you're like, why is my Swash companion a Buccaneer now? That's gonna cause some problems. And again, Lucy Sterling's not really relevant. Maybe she is. I'm sorry. Temujin is, and if he switches, if we have, you know, I don't know what else. Like of course, Yultrog, right? Yultrog has been buffed up the wazoo. I use him on my Buck. Again, I'm going to use Buck as an example. If he gets swapped to any other class, it's just not that useful. And, like, you bought Yultrog as a Buccaneer to play like a Buccaneer to fit a niche, and now it's completely switching it. Reworks, they tweak it at least a little, but you can still use it. But a class change is so important because classes are so important in Pirate. Less so in like Privateer, but like everything else, it's just you base it off of stuff. Or I guess still in Privateer with Will and stuff. It's good to use that. Overall, it's a very weird change and a very weird direction. I wish they would have just given, just like they did with Sarah Steele, given Lucy Sterling the powers. And then just kept her at Swash. There's no reason. There's no reason we should be changing this. After you've already... This is a Crown Shop campaign. People have been paid money for this, right? Again, this is also the case with Arson. I don't know. Again, if you bought it for your Buccaneer, and now it's a Privateer, I don't know. What are you going to do? The problem is I don't use these companions, so I don't know. But if this ever happens to a companion I use, I assume I'll be sad. Would I not? I want to hear from you guys in the comments, because this is just me complaining, but... I think there's something to my argument. At least something. I want to know if you guys think that this is fine. Because I don't like it. Like, I would be fine with a rework. Again, the class change is what gets me. If that's not the thoughts of the community, that's perfectly fine. I'll listen to the community. We'll have changes. It's fine. But I don't want to wake up one day and my companions are all different classes. Like, I don't have any Crown Shop companions on this character. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay. Imagine, I love Yagi. Yagi's great. Imagine Yagi, they strip him of his good dodge, or they make him a Buccaneer for some reason. He has hide. He's supposed to be a swashbuckler with repost 3. Imagine they just make it a Buccaneer. Like, I don't know if they would ever do that. It doesn't really make sense to me. I don't really get why they did Lucy Sterling. I think it won a popular vote or whatever, I think, in the polls. But, I don't know. I don't see it as something that is desirable. Like, you buy a companion for what it is, and if they rework it, that's fine. But also, you know, you can't change the class. It's almost, This will be like a weird comparison, but in Wiz, if you get a spell from like Lore Master or a pack that you really wanted, and then they just change the school, they would never do that. I mean, maybe they have, but that doesn't seem like they would. Um, you know, companions just have like this certain feel to them. Like, oh yeah, this is a swashbuckler, you know? Oh, this guy's big, he's a buccaneer, you know? This guy's kind of weird looking, he's a privateer, you know? He's got a gun, so he's a musketeer. Oh, Old Scratch? Yes, definitely a witch doctor. And if you just swap that around, the feel is not there anymore. It's like, why? Lucy doesn't look like a buccaneer. I mean, I guess she is, but it just doesn't feel, you don't get that feeling, right? Like, I mean, I guess you could actually just say, since, like, Martin is also, but the counterpart is still a Swash. Like, at least I get it when they created him, Exer, or whatever his name is, because he's got a gun. But, like, I don't know if he's viable. I think maybe he is, but I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just talking off of a lack of knowledge, and I'm just stupid. Please let me know if that's the case. I will completely shut up about this for the rest of time. But if they continue to do this, it just doesn't feel right? Reworks, again, I'm gonna say this for the last time. Fine. Class changes, we cannot be doing that, Pirate. Like, I don't see that is good for the game. It can't be healthy for the game to completely change a class of a companion, just like willy-nilly. So if you can change them, can you change it back? I would really love to see the community come together and, you know, say, hey, we love these reworks, let's change it back, okay? Because there's no reason this should be a Buccaneer. Got it? Okay. That's my 2 cents on making a dollar account. I honestly don't know if this is that bad as I'm making it out to seem, but it sets a precedent that I really don't want to continue, especially on desirable companions that have been bought previously. But yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it today. Look out for the April Fool's video. That's going to be very interesting. I'm excited about that one. And this is just a quick video, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.